Understanding when you share your price with your target market is really integral to having them purchase. And sometimes you may show your price too soon, maybe you show your price too late, and if you get caught up in this when someone's asking your price, you could lose this sale. So today we're talking about when to talk about the price for your services. Stick around. You're listening to Marketing Tips with Meliss podcast.
Welcome to Marketing Tips with Meliss podcast. And now your host, Meliss Jakubovic.
All right, today we're talking about when to talk about the price for your services. And this is a question that I get all the time. And I thought it'd be a really good topic for today. So when do you talk about the price for your service? I used to think that you never talk about the price for your service. You never do that big reveal until they're on the discovery call with you. And let's say that discovery call is an hour long. So you've been 30 minutes in, you're halfway through the discovery call. You're talking for at least 30 minutes, building the rapport. You get to know their story. You know what they're struggling with. You figure out how you can help them. And then you have that big reveal, the price. And sure, most of the time that is where you reveal your price, but there are a few exceptions to this. And the reason why I think we're taught never reveal your price is because we want to come forward with value before we just tell them the price. Because no matter what you say, money is the number one objection in every sale. If you were to do, let's say, sell 100 of your packages, you would see that the biggest objection that comes up is the money objection. And that's whether you're selling a $200 program, a $2,000 program, a $20,000 program, or a $200,000 program. You are very likely going to be met on the other end with a money objection of, oh, I can't afford that right now, or, oh, that's too much money. And so if you don't lead with value and you just lead with the price, it kind of feels like, but I didn't get to explain all that's included yet. I don't get to tell you why it's so good, why my program is so amazing. And that's why we say, don't reveal your price right away, because we need to build in that value first. Maybe you think your price is too high. So to tell them right away feels like, oh, they're going to run away. Or maybe you think your price is too low because you didn't really get a good feel for what price you should be telling them. So every person, you're just kind of like, do I tell them this price? Is this the price? Is this the price? But this is the thing. You need to be able to frame your price in a way that positions you as the expert, shows the value that they're going to get. And when you do this, it shows the expertise that you have. You show up as the expert because you are not talking about this is this thing, this is how much it is. Instead, you're talking about them and the result that you provide. So it's not about you. It's about them. What they are going to get, the results that they're going to get, the transformation that they're going to have. But you have to be able to frame your price in that way. So the context is really, really important. The difference here is by saying, hey, do you want to spend $5,000 for my program? And saying, hey, do you want to spend $5,000 for my program that's going to make you $20,000, for example? And if you're not in the business coaching space, we're going to not make this money centric. So if you're in the business of selling business, that's a very appealing thing. More money, more clients. If you are in a coaching practice or a healing practice, it's not going to be money driven. It's going to be driven with emotion. So there are other things that people gain from working with you. An emotional transformation. Maybe they gain happiness. Maybe they lose something by working with you, like they lose weight. They lose their lack of confidence. They're going through some sort of emotional transformation. And that is very enticing as well. And so you don't say, hey, do you want to spend $2,000? You'd say, do you want to spend $2,000 and gain all of these things or lose all of these things and go through this transformation and have this result? And of course, you're going to put in your own transformation and result when you're discussing it, but make this relevant to you. What are they gaining? They're not wasting the money. They're spending it on a result that they hope to get. So the reason why I'm bringing this up is because a lot of times people have their price on their website. And for me, I tell people that's a big no-no, because yes, some people will say, well, I want to see your prices. Just lay it out there. What are you hiding from me? We want to know all about it. What is it? We want to see all your packages. So they put it out there on the website. But then when you're on a sales call, they already know the price and there's no room for discussion. And I feel very good about being flexible. I like being fluid in life in general. I feel that fluidity and flexibility help you stand tall and strong. And it's the same even with your body. If your muscles are so tight, you're going to pull ligaments and muscles and you're going to strain things and you're going to sprain things. But if you stretch and you're very flexible, something that may have hurt, you might bend through it and it won't hurt. So I take this with your business and your body and emotionally and financially all the same way. And I feel that being flexible and fluid really helps. And if you have things set on the website, it's like it's set in stone. It also brings problems later on when you want to change your price. So if you are on a call with somebody and you have a connection, you have an opportunity to build a connection one-on-one with somebody. And so you get to decide what feels good in that moment. So yes, your package should cost a certain amount of money. And of course, you would publish prices in certain places. Maybe you have a proposal that you send, although I don't recommend that. Or let's say you're doing a webinar and you're selling your program at the end of the webinar. Your price is obviously going to be shown, and that's okay. But that's when we're talking about one package, one offer, and we've grown our business to a level where we can share that with the world. But until you've moved into group programs or online courses or ads, this is something that I think should be held very sacred and personal and private and kept to yourself. So you do have a set amount for what your program price is. But again, we're going to bring that flexibility into it because there might be an instance where you really, really want to work with somebody and you can help them and that they're struggling. And maybe you do want to make a little adjustment for them. I'm inviting you to join Marketing with Intention, the only program focused on helping healers and coaches just like you get consistent leads to fill your calendar with no ad spend. This is my hands-on coaching experience to enhance your marketing and increase your income. Let's get you more clients. In Marketing with Intention, you'll have the strategy, systems, and support to see massive results from me and my top coaches with opportunities to get help every single day. Join us at marketingwithintention.com. Or maybe you do want to create a payment plan for them. So just being very creative in your payment plan structure is okay. It doesn't have to be set in stone. And if your website showcases your pricing, that window of opportunity isn't there in the discussion. You're not able to negotiate a price. You're not able to discuss maybe a personal package because that price might just send them off right away. They look at the website and go, she's out of my budget. And then they don't even get to that next level with you. However, if you're building a relationship, let's say in the back end of Facebook, and you're messaging people and you're growing this know, like, and trust factor, and someone just flat out asks you, hey, how much is your program? When you avoid telling them the price, what it does on their end is it makes them feel like you're dancing around it. You're beating around the bush. You don't really want to get to the point. You feel uncomfortable. You don't have the confidence to just come out and say it. And this actually happened to me a couple of months ago. I was talking to someone and I was giving her free marketing advice because she posted in a group that she needed some advice. And so I started talking to her and I gave her some marketing advice and I left it alone. And then I followed up with her. I gave her some more marketing advice about a week later and just really led with value. It was value and more value. And that's really where I was coming at this from. How can I serve? And then I also stepped away because it's kind of like a game in a way. It's a dance. I'm a dancer, so I think about dance, but it's not giving, and never taking a step back. You need to let them kind of chase you. It's kind of like courting when you've got your eye on someone and you want to date them, those games that you play. Should I text them now? No, I'm going to wait a minute. Let them text me first. That type of fun games, like dating games. It's the same thing with leads. So I gave a lot of value and then I stepped off and 4 days went by and she reached out to me. And she asked me a question. And after I stepped off and she came to me, then I opened up because I didn't want to push my value on her. If she didn't want to hear it, then there was no point in me continuously giving it. It's kind of like those hovering parents who never leave their kids alone, and you're just like standing over their shoulder. So I wanted to back off. And then her coming to me let me know that she was interested, and she did accept the value that I gave her. So when I took a step back, she came to me, and that opened the door to talk about my program, which she flat out asked me, all right, okay. So how much is your program? And I wasn't going to, at that moment, say, oh, let's get on a call. Let's spend an hour together. Let's talk about it, because we had already built this deep conversation less than a week ago, back and forth over several days. So we were at a point, and we had done voice messages too. And we were at a point where I was able to comfortably just say flat out. And the way that I position that is really important. So the good point about this is that if someone isn't willing to invest in their business to get the results, they're probably going to have a hard time working with me. They're probably not going to want to be coached by me and make that transformation. So they've got to stand up, kind of raise their hand and say, yes, I want this. I don't want to drag anyone, through the mud or to take action. So I want you to think about your clients. They have to want to make that transformation, even if you know that you can help them. Even if they don't want to make that transformation and they're not willing to invest to get that transformation, you're not going to be able to help them. It's going to be like you're butting heads the whole time, or you're pulling them. Come on, do this thing. Think about someone who wants to lose weight, or think about someone who needs to lose weight, air quotes, wants to lose weight, but isn't willing to do anything about it. So they can call a health coach thinking that they want to do something about it. And the health coach can say, well, you're going to need to do this, and you're going to need to do that. And you're going to need a meal plan. And you're going to need to work out. You're going to need to stop buying junk food, whatever it is. And then if the person is like, no, I don't want to do that. I don't want to stop doing all that. Well, then the health coach can't help them. But if they said, oh, okay, I'm going to take direction from you. All right, I'll do this, I'll do that, blah, 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 blah. Then the health coach can help them. So in my business, if they're not able to invest, whether it's time, money, energy, effort, then I know they're not able to invest financially, and they're not going to be able to invest emotionally. And I just know that it's not going to be a good fit. So that's when you can say, let's talk to someone else, and you can give them some resources, send them on their way, whatever. Now, I remember a year ago, there was someone who wanted all of my time. After that 1 hour discovery call that we had, it was over. She wasn't sure. She said we'd follow up in a few days. We literally, as soon as we hung up the phone, she started messaging me on Facebook, and we went back and forth for a full hour, which I don't normally do. And it sucked the energy out of me. It was like 2+ hours of time together. And I learned for myself that I will never do that again. And I haven't done that again. So we learned from our mistakes. Side note. Now, I realized that she just wanted as much time out of me as she could get, but she was never going to come to a decision. So I had to just stand my ground and say, look, this is how much the program is, what it was. She was comparing me to another coach. She was what I call coach shopping, and she really couldn't make a decision. And I said, I work with people who can make a decision, because when I teach you that you need to do something in my program, you need to make a decision that that's what you're going to do. I can't tell you what to do, and then you're still thinking about it and you don't really trust me as your coach. So I said, if you think that I'm a good fit for you, then let's take the leap and let's do it. This is how much my program is, and there are payment plans. And if you want this, I'm here for you. If you think I'm the right fit for you, great. And if not, and you don't, that's okay too. And I had to take a step back. And you know what? She didn't choose me in the end, but the truth is she was the type of person who would want more and more and more and more from me. And so it actually benefited me that she didn't want to take me up on that offer. So I did say the price right then and there, because I was kind of drawing a line in the sand. So you can play around with when you want to use this, how you want to use it, standing into that alpha position and holding your ground, standing your ground. Now, if she comes back to me like a couple months from now, and she wants to work with me, she might be in a different place energetically. And we can start this whole process over again, clean slated, no judgments. And maybe she will be a good fit at that time. I don't know. But at that time, when she was on the call with me, she sucked a lot of energy out of me and a lot of time out of me. And it really wouldn't have been worth it. Like if I were to negotiate, or I was going to try and talk through the price and the payment plans and all this stuff, because it was just one of those clients where I wasn't excited about working with her, because she wouldn't or she couldn't make decisions or wouldn't make decisions because she wanted more and more and more time from me. So telling your price out front in some instances is a really good way to get the people you really want and to not get the people you really don't want. I didn't feel bad telling these people my actual price because either they didn't want it or they did, right? It's just that simple. And if they do want the package and the price doesn't scare them away, then all you have to say is, great, let's hop on a call and talk about the details. So it's a really great way. You can use price as a really great way to sift through and figure out who is a good fit and who is not a good fit. So I want you to take that with you today and apply that to your business. I hope this helps, and I'll see you next time.
Thanks for listening to the Marketing Tips with Meliss podcast at www.marketingtipswithmeliss.com.
Oh, wait, before you go, I've got a super special invitation for you, so listen up. Join thousands of spiritual women, entrepreneurs, coaches, healers, and business owners in a cozy community to learn effective and aligned strategies to grow and scale your business through organic marketing and so much more. And for a limited time, when you join my free community, you will also get a free copy of my book, Abundance of Aligned Clients and Consistent Income. Join the Spiritual Women Entrepreneurs community at spiritualwomenentrepreneurs.com to claim all your free gifts. See you on the inside.